I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm John Phillips. I'm the Chief of Police here in the Wyomissing Borough. I'd like to start by saying that I'm going to be brief in my comments and that we're going to try to do our best to answer questions at the end, but I want to make it known that we're going to not go into the investigative techniques that we've used in this investigation thus far. With me today are Berks County District Attorney John Adams. We have Assistant District Attorney Adam McNaughton, Chief of the Berks County Detectives Michael Gumbar, Wyomissing Investigator Darren Anders, Sergeant Paul Bauer of the Wyomissing Police Department's Investigation Unit, and Berks County Criminal Investigator Anthony Garapoli. What we're here to talk about today is the death of Niall Salamov on May 6th of 2019. We're here today to ask for help from the community to help us solve this senseless act. Both the Wyomissing Police Department and the Berks County Detectives have been working tirelessly since this incident occurred back in May of 2019. The detectives assigned have followed many leads, some of which appear to be proving fruitful. It's our belief that there are people out there in the community that have information on this incident that could be helpful to us. We are asking that they come forward and provide us this information so that we could bring closure, to the children and parents of Mr. Salamov. If you know who's responsible for Mr. Salamov's death or believe that you may have information that will further this investigation, we ask that you contact the Wyomissing Police at 610-375-6102 or Crime Alert Berks County at 877-373-9913. Crime Alert Berks has offered a reward up to $10,000 for any information that leads to an arrest of those that are responsible for this incident. I'm going to turn the microphone now over to District Attorney John Adams.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Phillips. This community has not experienced this type of violence. It's a very infrequent occurrence that has occurred here in Wyomissing. This community also does not tolerate this type of violence. And this community wants to bring the perpetrators to justice. However, as you have heard from Chief Phillips, we need the public's help. And it is clear to me, after reviewing this investigation, that we are close, but we need additional information to identify the perpetrators of this senseless act. This has been a continuing investigation, and this all emanates out of the home invasion homicide, unheard of to occur in the borough of Wyomissing. A home invasion homicide that occurred on Monday, May 6th, 2019. This homicide occurred at 10 Birchwood Road near the Berkshire Mall and claimed the life of 37-year-old Niall Salamov. When first responders got to the scene, Mr. Salamov was in tremendous pain, but still lucid. The victim was able to provide a description of two assailants. The victim's young sons were located in that house when their father was murdered. They were not injured, thankfully. However, this was a senseless act of violence that we need to identify the perpetrators who committed this act of violence in our community. Now, Mr. Salamov was taken to the Reading Hospital after the shooting, but he passed soon thereafter. It has been 2 years that we have been tirelessly working on this investigation. Not only my office, detectives from my office, but investigators from the Wyomissing Police Department. And I believe that we are close, but we need additional information. We know that there is someone out there that knows something, heard something, or saw something. And now, however minute that detail may be, it is of the utmost importance that if you have information, that you contact either the Wyomissing Police Department, the Berks County District Attorney's Office, Detective Unit, or if you want to remain anonymous, contact Crime Alert Berks County. We're close, but we need the help of the public. And again, I will emphasize again what Chief Phillips said. We have up to $10,000 to give to anyone who provides us the information that will lead to the arrest of the perpetrators of this senseless act of violence that occurred in Wyomissing. And it is time for the public to come forward and to provide us some additional details, some additional information that you may have heard in passing. And that may be just enough to enable us to make an arrest and to bring those individuals who are responsible for this act of violence to justice. And I would ask also on behalf of the family of the victim that we need the help. We need your help. So again, if you know something, if you heard something, if you saw something, even any minor detail, please step forward, contact the Wyomissing Police Department, the Berks County District Attorney's Detective Unit, or Crime Alert Berks County, because it is very important that this case be resolved in order that the perpetrators of this senseless act be brought to justice. Thank you. Any questions?
So when this initially happened, from what I'm going back over what we had reported initially, there's some indication that he may have been targeted at the time. Can we either confirm or speak to that at all?
Well, this was not a random, I believe that we can agree that this was not a random act of violence, and we do believe that the victim here was targeted. Yes, that I think is absolutely correct.
And you've said perpetrators, that means there's definitely more than one person really.
Well, we firmly believe, based upon the information that we gathered from the victim prior to his passing, that there was more than one individual involved with this home invasion robbery.
I was going to say, I believe initially you said there was 2 suspects. Do you believe there would be more than 2 suspects?
Well, at this point, we believe that there could be more. We certainly believe that there was at a minimum 2, but there could be more individuals involved. And that's why we believe that there's people out there that have information that could lead to the identification of these individuals and may give us the additional evidence that we need to bring those responsible to justice. But we would appreciate that anyone and everyone who has any detail or information about this case, please contact authorities. Thank you.
So obviously over the last 2 years we've been investigating this case vigorously. We have moved several people from names of interest to the point where we brought them in for questioning. These people have not been cooperative with this investigation. And again, with multiple suspects, we believe that there is potential for others to know exactly what occurred that night, and we would like them to come forward in this case. Thank you.
And with that said, I will just add this once again. There is a reward up to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest of the individuals who are responsible for this incident.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.